How do you keep the music playing? How do you make it
Next on Great Performances, a salute to America's music makers, starring Andy Williams, Ashford and Simpson, Patti Austin, Randy Travis, Glenn Close, Clamma Dale, Jeffrey Osborne, Judy Collins, Robert Guillaume, Richie Havens and Peter Yarrow, the Oak Ridge Boys, Sweet Honey in the Rock, Bernadette Peters, Tony Bennett, and Sammy Cahn, Cy Coleman, Sammy Fain, John Green, Marvin Hamlisch, Burton Lane, Jerry Leiber and Mike Stoller, Charles Strouse, Henry Mancini, the President's own United States Marine Band, Gary Chryst, Carmen de Lavallade, Gregg Burge, and Jean-Pierre Frohlich and Melinda Roy from the New York City Ballet.
Great Performances is made possible by Exxon, committed to quality people can count on. And Martin Marietta, dedicated to excellence in aerospace, electronics, information management, and materials. Great Performances is also made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, the National Endowment for the Arts, this station, and other public television stations.
From our nation's capital, the Music Makers. An ASCAP celebration of American music at Wolf Trap. And here to start the music playing are Bernadette Peters and Marvin Hamlisch. Music by Mr. Hamlisch, words by Alan and Marilyn Bergman.
Memories light the corners of my mind. Misty watercolor memories of the way we were. Scattered pictures of the smiles we left behind, smiles we gave to one another for the way we were. Can it be that it was all so simple then? Or has time rewritten every line? If we had the chance to do it all again, tell me, would we? Could we? Memories may be beautiful and yet what's too painful to remember, we simply choose to forget. So it's the laughter we will remember. Whenever we remember the way we were, the way we were, the way we
Tonight, we celebrate those who take an idea and a blank piece of paper and turn them into moments and memories that become a part of everyone's life. Judy Collins.
Beautiful dreamer, wake unto me. Starlight and dewdrops are waiting for thee. Sounds of the rude world heard in the day, lulled by the moonlight, have all passed away.
Ladies and gentlemen, Glenn Close.
Because of the man who wrote Beautiful Dreamer, a beautiful dream was born. Stephen Foster also wrote Camptown Races, Oh Susanna, and Old Folks at Home, songs that Americans still sing and play. But he died a pauper. And so, in 1913, a group that shared Stephen Foster's calling formed ASCAP, the American Society of Composers, Authors, and Publishers, to protect their work. Victor Herbert was one of ASCAP's founders. If Victor Herbert were alive tonight, he'd experience one of the greatest joys that any songwriter could have, to hear one of his songs sung by Andy Williams.
I'm falling in love with someone, girl. I'm falling in love with someone, heads of world. Yes, I'm falling in love with someone, plain to see. I'm sure I could love someone madly if someone would only love me.
Another founder of the group was called the March King. He was also the director of the United States Marine Band. John Philip Sousa has gone, but his music and the tradition of the Marine Band live on. This is a Jerome Kern melody with lyrics by Herbert Reynolds.
And when I told them how wonderful you are, they didn't believe me. They didn't believe me. Your lips, your eyes, your curly hair are in a class beyond compare. You're the loveliest thing that one could see. And when I tell them, and I certainly am going to tell them, that I'm the girl whose boy one day you'll be, they'll never believe. they'll never believe me that from this great big world you've chosen me.
The songwriter in this country has a unique role. Only a song can take you instantly back to the high point or the low point in your life. A song can capture a moment long forgotten and with it a smile or a tear. That was and is the songwriter's genius, from Stephen Foster to Stephen Sondheim.
Isn't it rich? Are we a pair? Me here at last on the ground, you midair. Where are the clouds? Isn't it bliss? Don't you approve? One who keeps staring round, one who can't move. But where are the clouds? Send in the clouds. Just when I'd stopped opening doors, finally knowing the one that I wanted was yours, making my entrance again with my usual flair, sure of my lies. No one is there. Don't you love a farce? My fault, I feel. I thought that you'd want what I want. Sorry, my dear. But where are the clouds? Quick, send in the clouds. Don't bother, they're here. Isn't it rich? Isn't it queer? Losing my timing this late in my career. But where are the clouds? There ought to be clouds. Well, maybe next
Broadway stages have been the launching pads for some of America's favorite music, thanks to the unique talents of Cole Porter, Rodgers and Hammerstein, Rodgers and Hart, Frank Lesser, Lerner and Lowe, who, with others like Stephen Sondheim, made Broadway an even greater Great White Way.
I'm just a Broadway baby, walking off my tired feet, pounding 42nd Street, to be in a show. Broadway baby, learning how to sing and dance, waiting for my one big chance to be in a show. Gee, I'd like to be on some marquee to twinkling lights a spark to pierce the dark from Battery Park to Washington Heights. Someday maybe all my dreams will be repaid. Oh heck, I'd even play the maid of me in a show. Hey, Mr. Producer, I'm talking to you, sir. I don't need a lot, only what I got, plus a tube of grease paint and a follow spot. Someday maybe, if I stick it long enough, I can get to strut my stuff, working for a nice man like a sick bell or a wise man in a big time Broadway show.
We're joined now by gentlemen who've won many Tony Awards for their Broadway contributions. Ladies and gentlemen, Cy Coleman, composer of Barnum, Wildcat, I Love My Wife, and Sweet Charity. Lyrics by Dorothy Fields.
If they could see me now, that little gang of mine, I'm eating fancy chow and drinking fancy wine. I'd like those stumble bums to see for a fact the kind of top draw first rate chums I attract. All I can say is wow, we look up where I am tonight. I landed pow right in a pot of jam. What a setup, holy cow, they'd never believe it if my friends could see me now. While we look up where I am tonight, I landed pow right in a pot of jam. What a setup, holy cow, they'd never believe it if my friends could see me now.
Charles Strouse, the composer of Bye Bye Birdie, Golden Boy, Applause, and Annie. Words by Martin Charney.
The sun'll come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun. Just thinking about tomorrow clears away the cobwebs and the sorrow. Till there's none, when I'm stuck with a day that's gray and lonely, I just stick out my chin and grin and say, oh, the sun'll come out tomorrow, so you gotta hang on till tomorrow. Come what may, tomorrow, tomorrow, I love you tomorrow, you're only a day away. Tomorrow, tomorrow, I love you tomorrow, you're always a day
Ladies and gentlemen, the composer of They're Playing Our Song and a chorus line, Marvin Hamlisch.
Don't get me wrong, everybody. I do really like Broadway a lot. But you see, 3,000 miles away, there was a place called Hollywood, you know? And many years before I was even born, when you went to see a movie, it was a fellow like me, you know, a piano player, who really told the story with his music. Let me show you exactly what I mean. Like, for instance, you're going to a movie, you know, and you see a romantic scene, you know, now to really make it romantic, you know. Or let's say a comedy, or a mystery and adventure. Thank you very much. With the advent of sound, the piano player who improvised and who was in the theater was replaced by a music soundtrack written by the composer. And through the years, those film composers gave us so many memorable scores and themes, like Laura, Gone with the Wind, Raintree County. Oh yeah, this is one of my favorites. Now, the man who wrote this theme is here tonight. He's the 4-time Academy Award winning composer, Mr. Henry Mancini.
On a couple of movies where I was blessed to have the collaboration of the great lyricist Johnny Mercer, we were both lucky enough to have our songs sung by Andy Williams.
The days of wine and roses laugh and run away like a child at play through a meadowland toward a closing door, a door marked nevermore.
that wasn't there before. The lonely night discloses just a passing breeze filled with memories of the golden smile that introduced me to the days of wine and roses and you. Moon river, wider than a mile, I'm crossing you in style someday. You old dream maker, you heartbreaker, wherever you're going, I'm going your way. Two drifters off to see the world. There's such a lot of world to see. We're after that same rainbow's end, waiting round the bend, my huckleberry friend. Moon River and me. Two drifters off to see the world. There's such a lot of world to see. We're after that same rainbow's end, waiting round the bend, my huckleberry friend. Moon
In the case of our next guest, It's Magic is not only the title of one of his many hits, it also describes his wonderful talent. Every songwriter has songs he wishes he had written. For me, a song like that is this one by Jimmy Van Heusen and the one and only Sammy Cahn.
The genius of Mr. James Van Heusen and Julie Stein. Next time you're found with your chin on the ground, there's a lot to be learned. Just look around. Just what makes that little old ant think he'll move a rubber tree plant. Anyone knows that an ant can't move a rubber tree plant, but he's got high apple pie in the sky. Oh, 3 coins in the fountain, each one seeking happiness, thrown by 3 hopeful lovers. Which one will the fountain bless? 3 coins in the fountain, through the ripples how they shine. Just one wish will be granted, one heart will wear a valentine. Make it mine, make it mine, make it mine. Thank you. One of our great lyric writers was a gentleman called Paul Francis Webster. Paul Francis Webster was the lyric writer to a song like Love is a Many Splendid Thing. And he wrote that with a gentleman who was also a many splendid thing. Will you please welcome Mr. Sammy Fain.
Love is a many splendid thing. It's the April rose that only grows in the early spring. Love is nature's way of giving a reason to be living, the golden crown that makes a man a king. Once on a high and windy hill, in the morning mist, 2 lovers kissed and the world stood still. Then your fingers touched my silent heart and taught it how to sing. Yes, true love's a many splendid thing.
All of us who've ever won an Academy Award are proud of it, but also all of us have songs that didn't win, but are our personal favorites. A case in point is Burt Bacharach, who along with Hal David won an Oscar for Best Song with Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head. But his personal favorite, one I wish I had written, is this next one, which always sounds great, but especially when sung by Mr. Jeffrey Osborne.
What's it all about, Alfie? Is it just for the moment we live? What's it all about when you sort it out, Alfie? Are we meant to take more than we give? Or are we meant to be kind and if only fools are kind, Alfie, then I guess it is wise to be cruel. And if life belongs only to the strong, Alfie, what would you lend on an old golden rule? As sure as I believe there's a heaven above, Alfie, I know there's something much more, something even unbelievers can believe in. I believe in love, Alfie. Without your love, we just exist, Alfie. Until you find the love you missed, you're nothing, Alfie. When you walk, let your heart lead the way, and you'll find love any day, Alfie. Alfie, Alfie.
Between the Broadway stage and the Hollywood studio lies a nation that has given us great music, folk, gospel, and country, and artists like Richie Havens and Peter Yarrow.
Richie, we've been together in this kind of shared feeling for so many years. The first time that I heard that kind of ache combined with a hope, when I was just learning how to plunk on the guitar, was when I heard spirituals, Negro spirituals, that always spoke of salvation in life beyond this life.
That's true. Most of the Negro spirituals spoke about salvation in life beyond this life. However, it was only disguised because they were really singing about freedom on the planet. That's really what was going on. And it turns out they were not allowed to sing about freedom on the planet. That's why they sang about freedom in heaven. You know, songs like this.
Freedom, 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 freedom. Sometimes I feel like I'm a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like I'm a motherless child. Sometimes I feel just like I'm a motherless child. A long, long way from my home.
Well, the church continued to be involved in these feelings, and these thoughts, in the civil rights movement, not for entertainment, but to rejuvenate their courage. The people who were marching with Martin Luther King, and throughout the country, after they were beset by hoses and dogs and beaten, they went down to the basements of churches, and there they rejuvenated their souls, ready for the next day. Nobody knows that better then Bernice Regan, who was a member of the Freedom Singers and a member of a group that personifies the best of what that tradition means today. Sweet Honey in the Rock.
And where we went when we remember Zion, it was down by the waters of Babylon, where we sat down. And where we went when we remember Zion, and where the wicked they carried us away to captivity, and then required that we sing the song. Tell me, how can we sing our holy songs in a strange land? I say the wicked they carried us away to captivity, and then required that we sing the song. Tell me how to sing our holy songs in a strange land. So let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. Oh, for I so let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. Oh, for I so let the words of my mouth and my meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. Oh, for
You know, American music as we know it arrived from Africa and it arrived from Europe, and it was the combining of these two musics that basically created new forms of American music.
That's the truth. I gotta get over here, Richie. Gotta give you a hug. That is America, black and white,
Amen.
together, musically, came up with new forms, as Richie said. One of the most stirring is gospel music. And that turned into one of the most important roots of country music. So it is no surprise that in the world of art today, one of the most prominent, celebrated country groups that started as a gospel quartet is the Oak Ridge Boys.
Why don't you swing down, sweet chariot, stop and let me ride? Swing down, chariot, stop and let me ride. Rock me, Lord, come and easy. I've got a home on the other side. Why don't you swing down, sweet chariot, stop and let me ride? Swing down, chariot, stop and let me ride. Rock me, Lord, come and easy. I've got a home on the other side. Ooh. Sometimes we're friends, sometimes we're strangers. Though there are tears, there's always love. It hurts when you cry from words thrown in anger. Warm feelings run deep, but that's not enough. It takes a little rain to make love grow. It's a heartache and a pain that makes a real heart show. Where the sun always shines, there's a desert below. It takes a little rain to make love grow. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate it. On behalf of the Oak Ridge Boys, it's such an honor to be a part of this great night of music at Wolf Trap. And we would like to introduce a young man to the stage right now that everybody's talking about in country music. Would you welcome Mr. Randy Travis?
Thank you very much. I'd like to say it's an honor for us to be here tonight, and we'd like to do a song for you right now. In fact, it's the #1 song for us. Maybe some of you have heard, Forever and Ever, Amen. You may think that I'm talking foolish. You've heard that I'm wild and I'm free. You may wonder how I can promise you now this love that I feel for you always will be. But you're not just time that I'm killing. I'm no longer one of those guys. As sure as I live, this love that I give is gonna be yours until the day that I die. Oh baby, I'm gonna love you forever, forever and ever, amen. As long as old men sit and talk about the weather, as long as old women sit and talk about old men. If you wonder how long I'll be faithful, I'll be happy to tell you again. I'm gonna love you forever and ever, forever and ever, amen. They say time takes its toll on a body, makes a young girl's brown hair turn gray. Well, honey, I don't care. I ain't in love with your hair. And if it all fell out, well, I'd love you anyway. They say time can play tricks on a memory, make people forget things they knew. Well, it's easy to see it's happening to me. I've as long as the women sit and talk about old men. If you wonder how long I'll be faithful, well, just listen to how this song ends. I'm gonna love you forever and ever, forever and ever, amen. I'm gonna love you forever and ever, forever and ever, forever and ever, forever and ever, amen. Thank you.
America is not just a consumer of classical music, it's a major producer, thanks in part to great composers like George Gershwin, Leonard Bernstein, Samuel Barber, and Morton Gould. Here is their music in an original ballet choreographed by Joe Layton.
As each decade passed, our popular songs reflected the changing times and tastes. The 20s was the time of Rudolph Valentino and Clara Bow, Flappers, The Lucky Lindy, Babe Ruth, and songs like this.
If there was a song that embodied the 20s, it may very well have been this one. Nights are long since you went away. I think about you all through the day, my buddy. My buddy, nobody quite so true. Miss your voice, the touch of your hand. I long to know that you understand, my buddy, my buddy. Your body misses you. Miss your voice, the touch of your hand. I long to know that you understand, my buddy. My buddy. Your body misses you.
In the 30s, there was the New Deal, Wrong Way Corrigan, and Gone with the Wind. It was a time of melancholy and hope and love, all reflected in the songs of a man whose scoring talents made him a 5-time Academy Award winner, John Green.
The lyrics by Edward Hayman and Robert Sauer. My heart is sad and lonely. For you I sigh, for you, dear, only. I tell you, I mean it. I'm all for you, body and soul.
You can't think about American music without thinking of jazz and Ellington. To salute the Duke, Tony Bennett.
They say into your early life romance came, and then this heart of yours burned a flame that flickered one day and died away. Then, with disillusion deep in your eyes, you found that fools in love soon grow wise. The years have changed you somehow. I see you now, smoking, drinking, never thinking of tomorrow. Nonchalant, diamonds shining, dancing, dining with some man in a restaurant. Is that all you really want? Oh no. Sophisticated lady, I know you missed the love you lost long ago. And when nobody is nigh, nobody is nigh, nobody is nigh. You cry.
Ladies and gentlemen, Robert Guillaume, the music and lyrics of Herman Hupfeld.
This day and age we're living in gives cause for apprehension, with speed and new invention and things like third dimension. Yet we get a trifle weary of Mr. Einstein's theory. So we must get down to earth at times, relax, relieve the tension. No matter what the progress or what may yet be proved, the simple facts of life are such they cannot be removed. You must remember this. A kiss is still a kiss. A sigh is just a sigh. The fundamental things apply as time goes by. And when two lovers woo, they still say, I love you. On that you can rely. The world will always welcome lovers as time goes by. Moonlight and love song, never out of date. Hearts full of passion, jealousy and hate. Woman meets man, and man must have his mate. That no one can deny. It's still the same old story, a fight for love and glory, a cage as time goes by.
In the 40s, the war put millions of dreams on hold, and naturally, songwriters set that thought to music. Ladies and gentlemen, Sammy Fain.
These lyrics by the late Irving Cale. I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places that this heart of mine embraces all day through. I'll find you in the morning sun and when the night is new. I'll be looking at the moon, but I'll be seeing you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the composer of Finian's Rainbow and On a Clear Day You Can See Forever, Burton Lane.
I like New York in June. How about you? I like a Gershwin tune. How about you? I love a fireside when a storm is due. I like potato chips, moonlight and motor trips. How are things in Glockamora? Is that little tree still weeping there? Does that lassie with the twinkling eye come smiling by? And does she walk away sad and dreamy there, not to see me there? So I ask each weeping willow and each brook along the way, and each lass that comes a-sighing to Raleigh. How are things in Glockamora this fine day?
Singing a Harold Arlen tune with words by Johnny Mercer, Jeffrey Osborne.
That ooh, black magic has me in this spell. That ooh, black magic that you weave so well. Those icy fingers up and down my spine. That same old witchcraft when your eyes meet mine. Same old tingle that I feel inside. And when that elevator starts its ride, darling, down and down I go, round and round I go, like a leaf that's caught in the tide. I should stay away, but what can I do? I hear your name and I'm aflame with such a burning desire that only a kiss can put out the fire. For you're the lover I have waited for. You're the mate that fate had me created for. And every time you ask me mine, down and down I go, round and around I go. In a spin, loving that spin I'm in. I'm under that rule, black magic called love. I'm under that rule, black magic called love. I'm under that old black magic called love.
In the 50s, Sammy Cahn and Jimmy Van Heusen formed a memorable partnership. Out of it came songs like this.
Love and marriage, love and marriage, I go together like a horse and carriage. Dad was told by Mother, you can't have one, you can't have none, you can't have one without the other.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cy Coleman, words by Carolyn Lee.
The best is yet to come, and babe, won't it be fine? You think you've seen the sun, well, you ain't seen it shine. Now from Dorothy Field, hey, big spender, spend a little time with me.
The 50s also brought a new, exciting sound that captured the country's youth. It was called rock and roll, and it was nurtured by talented people like Jerry Leiber and Mike Stoller.
Take out the papers and the trash. Oh, you don't get no spending cash if you don't scrub that kitchen floor. You ain't gonna rock and roll no more. Yakety yak.
Don't talk that. They say the neon lights are bright on Broadway.
On Broadway.
They say there's always magic in the air.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. You ain't never gonna rabbit anyway, no friend of mine.
The 60s was a time for making changes, looking back, looking forward. Once again, Charles Strouse, lyrics by Lee Adams.
Boy, the tunes Glenn Miller played, songs that made the hit parade, eyes like a sweet-handed maid. Those were the days. Gray skies are gonna clear up, put on a happy face, brush off the clouds and cheer up, put on a happy face, and spread sunshine all over the place. Just put on a happy, put on a happy, put on a happy face.
Of course, the 60s would not be the 60s without the Beatles.
Ladies and gentlemen, Patti Austin.
Day after day, alone on a hill, the man with the perfect grin is standing perfectly still. But nobody seems to like him, 'cause they know that he's just a fool. And he doesn't know the reason, but the fool on the hill sees the sun going down, and the eyes in his head see the world spinning round. Well, on his way, his head in the clouds, the man with the sees the sun going down, and the eyes in his head see the world spinning round, spinning round, spinning.
In the 70s and the 80s, songwriters continued delivering messages of brotherhood and love, and never better than in this song, performed by its writers, Nick Ashford and Valerie Simpson.
Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place. If you can, reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place. If you can, just try.
Take a little time out of your busy day to give encouragement to someone who's lost the way.
Or would I be talking to a stone if I asked you to share a problem that's not your own?
Change things if we start giving. Why don't you reach out and touch? If you can, reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place.
An hour from the stage in our nation's capital, we hear a lot about our country's balance of trade. Well, our music is not part of that problem. America exports many, many times the amount of music it imports. Our songs, our music are played and whistled and sung and hummed in every country in the world. And they tell more people about how we live, what we think and feel about, and what's important to us than any other messenger we send. And it's unequaled in making friends for America. The truth is that for the last 73 years, this country has not had a better ambassador than the American songwriter. Thank you.
Singing Irving Berlin's love song to his adopted land, concert and opera star Clamma Dale.
performances is made possible by Exxon, committed to quality people can count on. And Martin Marietta, dedicated to excellence in aerospace, electronics, information management, and materials. Great Performances is also made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, the National Endowment for the Arts, this station, and other public television stations.